He's still standing.
Gotta love him.
You won.
Mono only ends one way, friendo.
Today I'm checking out FragPunk. FragPunk is a new fast-paced 5v5 hero-based first-person shooter featuring power-up cards that bend the rules of combat, at least according to the devs themselves, and they're also publishing their own game, and that is Bad Guitar Studio. I've now spent some hours playing FragPunk when it comes to this recent playtest that is actually ongoing when I'm making this video. I think it's going to be up until October 21st, so if you're interested you might try to get access. But even so, I didn't know so much about the game and therefore I didn't have so much expectations either. But I have to say I was positively surprised in a way when it comes to this game, both when it comes to how it looks and plays and feel, and also the fact that there's quite a lot to learn in this game when it comes to all these cards and whatnot that we're going to talk about in a second. But I thought at first I would at least mention that I really like the aesthetics of the game. It's very colorful. I've always liked those kind of shooters, and the gunplay also feels good. If you're used to play Call of Duty games, and I'm thinking about the good ones that have some oomph when it comes to the weapons, a bit of recoil, a good balance between the two, it really feels rewarding when you get those kills, and the sounds also that are confirming the kills are really nice in the game. It's also great to see that already now in a playtest, I know there's been at least one before this one that I am playing right now, that the game already has a lot of things that are sometimes missing when a new game is getting out on the market. And I'm thinking about, for example, a nice tutorial, a training ground, or a practice range, if you will. You can also create your custom matches. Also, both casual and ranked, it's already in place. And I think this is really good because it increases the chances that the game will have a chance to survive and do well. Because sometimes you just want to go in and pew pew shoot, have fun, maybe with friends or by yourself, doesn't matter. And then maybe a respawn game mode or two can be fun. I'm talking about the two I've seen so far in the game, which is TDM and then another game mode. I can't remember really what it's called. But either way, you can do that, or you can play with friends and go a bit more competitive when it comes to one life game mode. And that can also be played both in casual or in ranked. But what about those cards I was talking about earlier? They are called shard cards in FragPunk. There's supposed to be 70 shard cards in the game that you unlock as you're playing. That can change every round, creating like new and different combinations. Cards can amplify your jump height, for example. It can also reverse the roles of attackers and defenders. It can engulf your bullets in flame or turn them into chain lightning, and even may resurrect you and your team. Yes, there is a bit of a learning curve here for sure. It can definitely frighten off some players. I was quite confused, I have to be honest, in the beginning. The first matches, not only the first one, but quite a few matches in, I was still wondering what the heck was going on with the cards and everything. But you will learn, and as you do, you start to realize that there's quite a lot to it when it comes to this game. The main mode in the game is called Shard Clash, and this is a typical plant the bomb or bomb site kind of objective mode that you will find in other games such as CS or Valorant. But of course we have a twist here. I mean, we're talking about a hero shooter. I think it's about 8 heroes so far that you can choose from, and different abilities and whatnot. And of course we have on top of that the cards I was talking about. But the cards definitely gives the game a twist, a bit of a unique thing, if you will, and just the fact that you can all of a sudden encounter the enemies with bigger heads due to the cards, as mentioned. And I think that's fun. It gives some coolness to the game or a variation. And by the way, talking about variation, it's not only the characters themselves that can differ, jump higher, or have these bigger heads or whatnot. I played the same map, I believe, twice in a row, and the first time the map was clear, meaning it was a sunny day and everything. The next time we were playing, well, then it was fog or mist, if you will, on the map. That's kind of cool as well when it comes to the actual environment on the map. As far as I know, the playtest is available on PC as I'm playing here, with full controller support, by the way, if you are interested in that, and also on Xbox. So fill in, of course, and let me know what you think so far, if you have been playing the game, or if you are watching the video and thinking, this might be something I would like to try out. But when it comes to the release, we will have to wait. That's going to happen sometime in 2025. I haven't seen any more info when it comes to an exact release date. And it's going to be released, as hinted or mentioned here, for PC, meaning Steam, and Xbox Series XS. It's going to be interesting to see how this game will be received. When it comes to being a kind of a tactical shooter, although I will say, even though it's in the space somewhat of Valorant or a CS, it still has its sci-fi flair, if you will. And that will appeal to some and some not, especially also due to the strategic part of the game when it comes to the cards and everything. And of course we also have to see what happens when it comes to future updates, roadmap, and all the stuff that's going to happen when the game is actually launched. I would say the first 3-4 months will probably show just that. It's a free-to-play game, and with that it also comes a monetization system. That goes without saying, I guess. The thing though here is I wonder if it's going to stay with cosmetics, or if we're going to see something else. I do believe that you are able to buy new heroes that are added into the game, which can create a bit of a pay-to-win situation, even though you might be able to unlock them by playing. But usually if they have that kind of system, the grind in order to play and unlock these characters might be quite tedious. I have experienced that before. Let's see what happens when it comes to FragPunk. But NetEase, that are behind this, didn't become a $60 billion company, of course, being a pro-consumer. But we have to see, again, FragPunk might even offer a more ethical approach when it comes to live service. We just have to wait and see. With that said, I would love to hear from you guys what you think. Do you think this is a game that will be able to get into the space, maybe even in between or alongside with Counter-Strike and Valorant? If so, let me know in the comments and we can have a bit of a discussion. Either way, I will continue to play during this playtest. Again, I believe it's up and running until October 21st. And then we'll see what happens if they decide to have another playtest, maybe even a third one. Or we have to wait until 2025 to put our hands on the full game. With that said, my friends, if you're interested to watch more videos here on my channel, don't hesitate to subscribe. It's free here on YouTube, and I try to post some videos and content here on my channel a few times a week. And as I said before, I would love to hear from you what you think about FragPunk so far. Have a beautiful day. Later.
I got time. Point. I always bring in